Hello, my name is Andrew Oguche. I'm a youth evangelist from the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Region 10, Abuja here. And there's a reason why God asked me to shoot this video. I want to talk about Adeboye and his successor struggle in ROCCG and the leadership crisis in Redeem that is coming ahead. When many people don't know what is really happening, the matter has been on ground for many years. So God said, come out now and begin to make everything public. All these things that have been going on between, God and Pastor Adeboye for many years. So this redeem calling that I have is a compulsory calling to ROCCG. Initially, when I was a child, God used to bring this redeem logo, the dove. God will bring the dove in the cloud, and I'll be watching it for some time. It will disappear. Once in a while, God keep bringing that dove in the cloud, and I keep watching it. Somehow it will disappear, but I don't really know what it meant. I never knew it was a church. But sometimes we open heaven, I'll see crowd from my childhood. Sometimes, I'll keep having this vision of, going outside country, traveling all over the world, holding crusade. It has been like that from my childhood. But I did not really understand what all these visions and revelation meant until there was a season in my life when God began to, make this vision clear to me. And when I got admission in BSU here in my Benue State University 2001, one evening after the evening lecture, as I was going home along the state library, God stopped me around 4 p.m. And he turned my face to see one of the shop along the road that carry ROCCG logo. And when I stopped, I saw the logo. I saw the signboard that carry the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And God now began to speak that logo I've been seeing from my childhood is a church. That evening around 4, God was talking to me when he stopped me by the roadside. That logo is a church, that this is where he has called me to work with them. And a time will come, I'm going to take over the leadership of the church. But this particular church is dominated by one particular tribe like that. And a time is coming, because of my rapid promotion in the church, they are not going to be happy with me when they discover that I am the one God is bringing to take over the leadership of the church. So it was during that time that God began to make the vision clearer to me. So a time came, I left Makurdi to Abuja here to work after my school. And I joined the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Initially, when God was telling me join the church, I was not ready because we are Catholics. That time, we don't believe in Pentecostal churches. But God kept on telling me, ROCCG is not an occult church. Because many of us then, because we are born Catholic, we always believe all these Pentecostal churches are occultic churches, and we don't believe in them. So God said, no, ROCCG is not an occultic church. He told me how he formed the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Appoint the first general overseer, that is Papa Akindayomi. God explained everything to me and my mission in the church. So, I now joined the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abuja headquarters, Central Parish, UC2, behind Global Com office here. So I started worshiping with them. Along the line, I was not comfortable with their, ways of, service and other things. I was not comfortable with them, and I left to deeper life. I told God, since I cannot escape this calling, allow me to worship in deeper life because I love Pastor Kumuyi so much and I love Deeper Life Church. So God allowed me to worship in Deeper Life Church like 2 months. Along the line, and now asked me to return back to Redeem. I went back again. I was not still comfortable. I still went back to Deeper Life. I told God, use me in Deeper Life. I want to be a close friend of Pastor Kumuyi. I love him so much. And God told me, don't worry, go back to ROCCG. That is where I've called you to work for me. Very soon you are going to be a close friend of Pastor Kumuyi before he passed away. So when God now returned me back to ROCCG again, he now gave me the love of the church. That was when I started with them. Then along the line, God sent 2 angels to me. And one of the angels, he gave me a particular number that I should call. It is time for me to start my pastor's school in Redeem. So when I woke up, I called that number. And the number turned out to be one Pastor Charles Ajayi. So he said his name is Charles Ajayi. Pastor Charles Ajayi is a regional Bible college coordinator of ROCCG in Region 10, Abuja here. So I now took a cab, taxi to Ajayi office in Otako in Jabi, opposite Customary Court. So when I get to Ajayi office, we discussed, he interviewed me, and he gave me admission to Redeem Bible College in Metama, Mount Olive campus in Metama here. So I joined them in Metama. I graduated. I did my school of disciple. This pastor of Charles Ajayi I'm talking about is late now. You can remember there's one particular big pastor in Redeem that his son killed in Redemption Camp in Lagos some years ago. That is the Ajayi I'm talking about. It's late now. His son killed him in Redemption Camp in Lagos. So Ajayi interviewed me and discussed some things with him. But God warned me from the beginning when God told me about this particular tribe that are dominating the leadership of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. God told me I should be very careful with them. I'm going to face a lot of assassination. The time is coming. I'm going to face a lot of assassination attempt from Redeem. Envy everywhere and jealousy is going to be a hit. That the time is even coming that ROCCG will nearly, scatter worldwide because of me. God kept on telling me a lot of things from the beginning. So I joined them in pastor school. Before I get to pastor school, God told me, Redeem is going to pressurize me to give me a parish. But I should not accept to pastor now. That I am an evangelist. He will be taking me around ROCCG provincial parishes from one zone to another, from one province to another, from one parish to another. And in the process, I will be seeing lapses, errors. These are errors you want me to correct tomorrow when my time comes at the national leadership in ROCCG in Lagos. But I didn't tell them. So I was working with them like that, and the time come, God asked me to go for my BA at the tip, controlled by OB Ezekwesili and his family. I went there to do my theology in the Redeemed Bible College here. I went to do my BS in theology. So along the line, something transpired because there was a time, there was a period God kept me in the bush. More than 9 years. I was in the forest, living with Fulani herdsmen. When the training was really hot, I saw hair in ROCCG because of this ROCCG calling. My family forgot about my existence. I was in the forest, in the bush with Fulani, mountain from mountain. See, many years. When the training was really hot, because God told me the work I'm going to do for him in ROCCG this time globally is too heavy that no pastor, no human being born of a woman can train me. He will train me by himself. That the training is going to take him many years. But when he has done with me, he will now hand me over to the church. So I really saw her. It's a long training in the hands of God. So I was in the bush for many years when God was really dealing with me. I saw hell. It's a long story. Because of this compulsory ROCCG calling, and I couldn't run away. I tried to run away from the calling. It's all about problem. God said I can't run away. Nobody can rescue me from his hand. There was a time I was trying to run away. He told me it's a compulsory calling to ROCCG. I cannot run away. I settled down with them as I start along the line. Then when I started my Bible college, when I fit my Bible college in Metam Abuja here, then God now told me to write a letter to Pastor Adeboye and explain to him. That was the first letter now. And explain to him all I've been saying from my childhood. The RCCG logo, the vision of Redeem, all he had been telling me, even up till now. He said I should explain everything in the letter to Pastor Adeboye. And as I was concluding the letter, God told me to, indicate my MTN number. I don't have to disobey him. But when I concluded the letter, I now indicate my MTN number. God didn't tell me the reason why I asked me to indicate my number. So I sent the letter, the first letter to Adeboye. After I've explained everything I've been seeing from my childhood to Pastor Adeboye in the letter got to Adeboye on Tuesday. And that night, in a revelation, I see Adeboye on his system in Lagos, going through the letter. There was a point he was, laughing. There was a point he was weeping. So the next morning, on Thursday afternoon around 12, I think so, God spoke to me openly that Adeboye will call for me on Saturday morning by 9. Initially, I thought this was a joke. But by 9 in the morning, a call came from Abuja regional headquarters. And they asked me to come to Region 10 and meet my days. It was a call from one pastor, Ibitayo. He was a regional pastor in the Region 10 Abuja then, Pastor Ibitayo. So you see, am I the one who wrote a letter to Pastor Adeboye? I say yes. That's you. I say yes. He said they need my attention at the region, and he gave me a date. So they drove him and they took me to his place. So before I went, God told me that I warn me seriously that I should not take any wine or water in that place. Anything they offer to me, either food or drink, I should not take anything in that place during the meeting. And that you have instructed them that they should, connect me on CCTV camera so that I'll be watching me in Lagos while the interview will be going on in Abuja. But I kept those things within myself. So a meeting that's not supposed to be more than 1 hour, I think they held me up to 4 hours. After the meeting, some things transpired. The regional pastor face changed immediately. They saw something. And wow. So they held meeting night. Another thing wanted to happen again. So after the meeting, they prayed and we left. And I went home. Some things happened to me, despite that I did not take anything during the meeting. So as it happened like that, I now wrote a letter to Adeboye, please don't call for another meeting again, because I see assassination. I said, don't call for another meeting. If you call, I will not attend. That was when Adeboye stopped. So when the time came now, God explained all about RCCG to me. He had been telling me all he want me to do for him globally, the heavy new RCCG that is coming on the way. God explained a lot of things to me. And in these letters, I sent these things to Adeboye. I sent some of these letters here. There are many here. I sent a series of letters to Adeboye. I've sent a lot of letters in the process, but people don't know what is really happening between me and Pastor Adeboye. So when God told me Adeboye is different from Papa Akindayomi, that this leadership crisis is going to be tough, God have opened my eyes several times to see RCCG divide into two. The north was occupied by one person and the south was occupied by another person. Redeem is going to scatter. Leadership crisis is coming ahead. It's a must because of Adeboye's greed. He has been doing everything possible to make sure hand over Redeem to his children, and he cannot hold like that. I told Adeboye about a lot of things in Redeem, even the leadership structure. That God said, when my time comes, I should change Adeboye leadership structure. I should introduce a type of structure that will give room to all tribes and languages to begin to take over leadership of the church. He told me tribalism is killing RCCG, that when I get there, he's going to present the 7 continents of the world before me, and each continent is going to, after I might have dissolved Adeboye leadership structure. I told that God said, make everything public, don't hide anything again. Let the whole world witness everything. We have been in process for many years. Adeboye is lying to the public that even up till now, God has not revealed his successor to him. Adeboye is lying. Daddy Jew, why are you lying like this? You are a great man of God. Why are you lying like this? You are still lying even up till now. That you have not, God have not sent your successor to you. Adeboye, why are you lying like this? You have seen my letter several times. I told you about RCCG properties and visions when God asked me to. I explained everything to you. You know, you are trying to bring Leke. I warn you seriously. I warn you before Dare died. You are carrying Leke now, and you are lying to people that you don't trust any reading pastor. That's why we are carrying your son. And it's hypocrisy. Everybody know what you are, the game you are trying to play. So I don't supposed to come out to talk about myself like this on social media. But because God keep on telling me you are different from Papa Akindayomi. Akindayomi, I accepted you at the right quiet time. Nobody knew. At the appointed time, now handed over the leadership of the church to you when after you have anointed you in US. Then when it is your turn, it's another ball game entirely. So you have seen money already, you want to hand over the church to your children, and this is not possible in that. You remember, Pastor Adeboye, there was a period you have been staying even before the crowd. That there was time God gave you a revelation. God spoke to you in the afternoon and asked you to draw an image that would look like a man. You did that 3 times and God asked you to clean it up. You draw an image like a man and God asked you to draw an image like a man. You have been telling us. And when you draw, God asks you to clean it up. You did that like 3 times and God said, you see what you have just done. And you say yes. And God told you a time is coming in Redeem when you take the glory of the church on your head. That you are the one who grew the church. Make RCCG what it is today. That time, how you wipe off what you have just drawn on the ground, that is how I'm going to wipe you out from RCCG completely. You have been saying these things, and the prophecy have started. You are not still using your head. That ray is gone. If you don't take time, let me be sincere to you. I don't need to come out to say I'm your successor. But God said it's enough. Bring out everything, make everything public. Don't hide anything again. Before I visit Adeboye, let this video be a witness to the whole world. Before I visit Adeboye in a horrible way this time around. Okay, God told me about it, and I said, that is gone. And God said, Leke, I should warn you again the day you will anoint Leke. That particular day is going to send spirit of madness to Leke, and Leke will disappear to unknown destination where you will never see your son again. God told me all these things in the letter I wrote to you, Pastor Adeboye. All these letters are here. The letters are many. They are many. They are many. I wrote them to you. I keep sending all these letters. See the one I wrote to you that time. They are all here. Adeboye, the Almighty God is warning you. So the letters are here. See, where is the letter that he titled Adeboye? You see another letter from the Almighty God. I sent this letter. This is the letter that I've been sending to Pastor Adeboye. People don't know. But what Pastor Adeboye is busy doing. And there's a particular man in the camp that have, pretended that he has repented. God told me there's a billionaire that has a mansion in camp, a retention camp in Lagos. God said that man is just a hypocrite. He has not given his life to Christ. But Satan purposely positioned him in the camp with his billions, waiting for when RCCG leadership crisis will start. So when RCCG leadership crisis will start, because of what the game Adeboye is playing now, then Satan has prepared the man, according to what God has been discussing with me, I prepared this man so that the man will now begin to push billions out to scatter RCCG. That billionaire have a house in Redemption Camp in Lagos, and God keep telling me about that man. Adeboye, I tell you about this man. He was a Muslim before, but he pretended that he had given his life to Christ, he's born again, and he's now a member of the Redeemed Christian Church. He's a heavy billionaire. He has a house, a mansion in camp here. But God told me that man is not born again. Satan positioned him to use his billion to destroy RCCG when the leadership crisis will start. I told you a lot about these things. The issue of reading we are talking about, that the reason why I'm coming out, during Papa Kinda and me, Adeboye, you didn't come out to announce yourself. It's wrong for me to come out and begin to announce me, but God says so. Series of letters have been going to you for many years. There are many people that God told me several times. He has revealed me to them, and He has discussed my matter to them. Some are Redeemed members and some from other denominations. And some of them are also be calling you on phone to tell you about this successor issue in Redeem. But you keep replying them hypocritically that me, Andrew, who has been, been in this process with you, talking about RCCG, that there's one particular evil spirit that entered me, and that is the evil spirit that has been disturbing me, that I'm not your real successor. It's one particular evil spirit that God told me, despite your hypocrisy, many of these people I have been sending to you have already know the truth, that Adeboye, you can't fool everybody. This is a video now. The video is going to prove the time now. And by the grace of God, I don't know the reason why God said this season I should begin to make everything public through video. Well, a time will come, me that you are seeing today will appear in the camp. I know myself. This is a part one of the video I'm shooting. Very soon, immediately after this, I will shoot the part 2. So Adeboye, what you have been doing in RCCG about the leadership is going to cause leadership crisis in Redeem. None of your children is your successor. Because you are alive, that is why your presence is covering them. Adeboye, if you are gone today, even within the Lagos camp, say that camp in Lagos, residential camp in Lagos, none of your children can even sit on that road. Those pastors who are loyal to you are the ones who are going to destroy your children from RCCG. It's because you are alive. That is why they are behaving as if they like you. Let me tell you the truth. That redeemed throne, nobody can sit on that throne. No pastor can sit on that throne. Except the one God has really trained for many years, equipped and to handle RCCG leadership. You think redeem office and leadership can be handled by any pastor? You are wasting your time. I told you in one of the letters that if you are doubting me, line up people up to 40, even 20 for that RCCG throne to succeed you, Pastor Adeboye, all of them will die. As long as I'm concerned, I know myself. I know what I went through. I know who I am. God keeps saying Adeboye is just waiting his time. But it's really unfortunate that Papa Kinda only brought you in very early. After you are attending your first Sunday in Ebute-Metta, that particular Sunday, Baba announced to the public that the person God had called to succeed him is in the church today. After the service, he used wisdom to locate you, draw you closer to him, took you to his house. The next Sunday, Papa Kindayomi made you his interpreter immediately. He did not waste time. Then when it's your turn now, you have been playing game over the years, lying to the public, even up till now that God has not sent your successor to you. You don't know your successor. There was time you even say nobody should know your successor. You are the one who is going to know them first. Why are you lying? God can't reveal your successor to anybody. It's because of your long time disobedience. God has been sending me to you. There was a time God told me that when you were going for American convention, God told me that the Jew might likely called me. But after the convention, God told me when you see RCCG property in US, you change your mind. You have seen money, redeem property in US. After the convention, that American convention, God told me you change your mind. There was another year again, you were going for Festival of Life, RCCG Festival of Life in UK. God still told me that you may likely call me, that you're already troubled. You may likely call me, you have discussed the matter with your wife, you may likely call me after that Festival of Life in UK. The same thing that happened in US still happened in UK. God told me about these things. He said when you saw RCCG property after the convention and the weight of release, you change your mind again. And that's what you have been doing. You are lying to people, Redeem is not going to scatter. Redeem is going to scatter, but it is going to take time to be healed. I have seen the revelation several times. The north divided, the south divided. It's because you want to hand over the leadership of the church to your children, which you know it can never work. This time around, God told me the next news I am going to hear after the death of your son, Darina, the next news I'm going to hear from the national camp in Lagos, the very week it will cause that calamity for you, that very week they are coming to carry me from Abuja by force. I should put my ear on ground. But to me, I look at it, I'm not happy. There's no joy in me seeing you crying. There was a time I told God, please, leave Adeboye and Redeem alone. Just release me. Let me start my own ministry. But God said, no, it's a compulsory calling to RCCG. I said, God should release me. Let me begin to do all that because I know what I carry in me. Leave Adeboye alone. Leave me with RCCG. Let me release me. Let me start doing something on my own. But God said, no, if you start another ministry, I will not use you. It's a compulsory calling to RCCG that I cannot run away. That is why this matter has been like this. Adeboye, why are you lying to the public? A great man of God, like, why are you lying? You are going to cause this leadership crisis in Redeem. You are the one Satan is going to use to destroy RCCG because of your greed to produce your children. And you know none of them is a successor in RCCG, and you know it cannot work. And you are lying to public that okay, now you have not seen me. Why are you lying like this? Do you know that there are many people who have already known me? God has sent me to many great men of God in this country. I discuss my matter with a lot of people. They are aware. So it's unfortunate that you are behaving like this. You are a great man of God. I spent up to nearly 9 years in the bush. I've suffered because of this redeem calling. And you are lying to the public. Not the one. Don't worry. What we are saying is here. God told me not to accept any parish to pastor any redeem parish when I was going for my pastor school. Say he will take me around. He told me about how we dissolve your leadership structure and introduce another leadership structure that is going to give room for the white people, for the whole people to begin to take over leadership in Redeem. That very soon there is not going to be tribalism and ethnicity in RCCG leadership structure. He told me about the continent pastors, the nation pastors. The time is coming when he presents the 7 continents of the world before me. I should, that RCCG leadership structure, the board of governors is going to produce 7, members from the 7 continents of the world. Is the kind of leadership God is asking me to introduce to RCCG. And each continent is going to produce an indigene to represent the governing council of RCCG. I told you about it. That was when you started bringing this continent. God told me, look at, because Adeboye have seen your letter, is now bringing you, and now introducing continent, this country, which is not even holding water. Very soon, white people are going to dominate the leadership structure of Redeem. I told you a lot about these things. But it's unfortunate as a great man of God. You that God has used, to be part of the building of RCCG, you are now turned around to destroy Redeem because of your greed. It's really unfortunate, Pastor Adeboye.